After describing the bitter end of people of shirk and disbelief, Allah is calling upon all of humanity, commanding them to enjoy what He has made lawful, and warning them not to follow the whisperings of Iblis.
يا أيها الناس كلوا مما في الأرض حلالا طيبا ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين.
Allah calls upon all of humanity, both believers and disbelievers, inviting them to enjoy the wholesome provisions of this worldly life, fruits, grains, meats, and all other good things, provided that they meet two conditions. The first condition is that it must be lawful, meaning it's earned through permissible means, not through fraud, theft, or any other unlawful gain. The second condition is that it must be pure, meaning wholesome in itself, and not something impure or harmful to our body or mind, like carrion, blood, pork, intoxicants, or any other filth. Allah then warns us not to follow the footsteps of Shaytan, who slowly paves the way until people fall into his traps. He is a clear enemy to humanity, wanting nothing for us except harm, loss, and an ultimate place among the people of hellfire.
إنما يأمركم بالسوء والفحشاء وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون.
Out of His mercy, Allah not only warns the believers against following Iblis' footsteps, He also clarifies how he operates and the ways he spreads corruption. Iblis beautifies what is evil and disgraceful, enticing people to commit these sins. He also deceives people into speaking falsely about Allah without knowledge, by prohibiting what Allah has made lawful or permitting what Allah has forbidden. Also by spreading false beliefs like claiming that Allah has a partner or a child.
وإذا قيل لهم اتبعوا ما أنزل الله قالوا بل نتبع ما ألفينا عليه آباءنا أولو كان آباؤهم لا يعقلون شيئا ولا يهتدون.
When it is said to those who follow Iblis' footsteps, follow what Allah has revealed from the Quran and the Sunnah, they turn away and reply, no, we only follow what we found our forefathers practicing. How astonishing! Will they continue to follow their ancestors who had no faith and were misguided?
ومثل الذين كفروا كمثل الذي ينعق بما لا يسمع إلا دعاء ونداء صم بكم عمي فهم لا يعقلون.
These disbelievers who blindly imitate others are like a flock whose shepherd cries out to them. They hear his voice, but do not understand what he says. They don't want to hear the truth, nor speak it, nor see it. Thus they fail to grasp the guidance and goodness that Islam calls them to.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كلوا من طيبات ما رزقناكم واشكروا لله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون.
O believers, eat from the many wholesome things that we have made lawful for you, from fruits and grains, meats, and all forms of lawful provision. Show gratitude to the one who bestowed them. If you truly worship Allah alone, then eat from what is good and thank Him sincerely. For context, both the pagans and the people of the book had various forms of self-imposed prohibitions. Each group forbade certain foods or animals for themselves. Allah blessed this ummah with balanced law, one that gives the body its due and the soul its due. He allowed for us all that is good, and commanded us to show gratitude for it.
إنما حرم عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل به لغير الله فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فلا إثم عليه إن الله غفور رحيم.
Allah alone has the authority to declare what is lawful and unlawful. It is not based on human reason, personal taste, or social norms. The one who creates and provides is the only one who has the right to legislate. Thus, divine law and belief in Allah are inseparable. Out of His mercy, Allah directed His servants to rise above filthy and harmful foods, those that bring harm to the body and soul. He prohibited carrion, which is the flesh of animals that die on their own, as it decays and becomes filled with disease. He also forbade spilled blood, the blood that flows out during slaughter, as it is impure and repulsive. Likewise, He forbade the flesh of swine, an animal that feeds on filth and impurity. The most severely forbidden is the animal slaughtered in the name of idols, or anyone other than Allah, for such meat carries the stain of shirk. All these are forbidden, except in cases of necessity, when one is facing starvation and is forced to eat, but not driven by desire or exceeding the minimum needed to survive. In such a case, there is no sin upon them, for Allah is all-forgiving, most merciful, and from His mercy He has permitted the forbidden in times of dire need.
إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزل الله من الكتاب ويشترون به ثمنا قليلا أولئك ما يأكلون في بطونهم إلا النار ولا يكلمهم الله يوم القيامة ولا يزكيهم ولهم عذاب أليم.
This verse was revealed about the leaders and rabbis of the Jews who used to receive gifts and payments from their followers. But when Allah sent Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they feared losing these perks and benefits, so they concealed his description and message from their people, even though it was clearly written in their own scriptures. They traded away their divine knowledge of the verses in the Torah that testified to the truth of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his mission, for a small worldly gain of wealth, status, or power. By doing so, they are filling their stomachs with nothing but the fire of hell. On the Day of Judgment, Allah will not speak to them, but instead will address them with words that humiliate and condemn them. Nor will He purify them of their sins, and awaiting them is a painful, tormenting punishment. Although this verse was revealed regarding the people of the book, its meaning is universal. It applies to anyone who conceals knowledge that must be made known.
أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى والعذاب بالمغفرة فما أصبرهم على النار.
Those who conceal the truth are the very ones who have chosen misguidance over guidance in this worldly life. Therefore, in the hereafter, they will receive punishment instead of forgiveness. How astonishing it is that they stubbornly persist in committing such sins that will ultimately lead them to hellfire.
ذلك بأن الله نزل الكتاب بالحق وإن الذين اختلفوا في الكتاب لفي شقاق بعيد.
This painful punishment that the people of the book have earned is a result of how they dealt with divine scriptures, which Allah revealed to them to clarify the truth. Yet they distorted and misinterpreted their books, revealing only what suited their desires and concealing what opposed them, thus strayed far away from the truth and the right path.
ليس البر أن تولوا وجوهكم قبل المشرق والمغرب ولكن البر من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر والملائكة والكتاب والنبيين وآتى المال على حبه ذوي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل والسائلين وفي الرقاب وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة والموفون بعهدهم إذا عاهدوا والصابرين في البأساء والضراء وحين البأس أولئك الذين صدقوا وأولئك هم المتقون.
This verse is the most detailed and profound in defining the true meaning of righteousness, or al-birr, in its most practical sense. It teaches us that righteousness has three dimensions: righteousness in belief, in action, and in character. True righteousness begins from within. Start by reforming your heart until it sees the truth of Allah's presence and believes in Him sincerely. A believer with a sound heart opens every door of goodness, giving of himself and his wealth to please Allah and to bring joy to His creation. The verse clarifies how people had exaggerated in their discussions about the Qibla, as if all goodness were confined to the direction of prayer. But true righteousness does not lie in facing east or west. It lies first and foremost in sound belief in Allah, as well as the Day of Judgment, the angels, the revealed scriptures, and all the prophets. After sound belief comes righteous action. This includes spending one's wealth willingly for those in need, whether they are relatives, orphans, the poor, stranded travelers, or anyone seeking help, or freeing those in captivity. It also includes establishing prayer, giving zakah, fulfilling promises, and being patient in times of hardship, illness, or in the heat of battle. In this single verse, Allah unites the essence of faith, action, and good character, binding them together as one. Those who embody these qualities are the ones who are truthful in their faith, and they are truly the God-conscious. In the next episode, we will delve more into the laws that shape the Muslim spiritual and social life.